What's up, everybody? And it's been a fucking long time since I've made a video. It's probably been right at a year, probably a little more by the time this goes up. But a lot has happened in the last year. A lot happened in the time that I took between that and the previous time that I was absent. And basically, long story short, for this video, I'm just kind of gonna be fucking around and doing whatever in some Sonic 3. Which I thought, oh, wait, yeah, okay. I was accidentally hitting pause. For some reason I thought you could skip this, but I think I'm thinking Sonic Mania. So anyway, like I was saying, long story short, I'm just kind of going to be fucking around, getting back into the swing of things. I have recorded a couple of test videos before this, but nothing really long and nothing consisting of full gameplay. Probably never going to release those. But I'm in a new recording space now, and I love it. It's more spacious. Got the capability to start streaming again, finally. So that's a major plus. Got a whole bunch more games that I can play. Thanks to building an emulation station. I gotta stop saying that's how out of practice I am. But yeah, I built an emulation station. That's actually what this is running on. I mean, I've got it on Xbox 360, and of course it's on Xbox One. And I could play it on those. But I'm also going to be transparent, and if I'm using an emulator, I'll probably tell you that I'm using an emulator. And personally, I don't see a whole lot wrong with using an emulator, because it does help preserve gaming history, and a lot of times that is your only option to play a lot of retro games. I mean, unless you go through getting like converters and all that to be able to work with an HD TV, but even those aren't 100% reliable and don't give the same results. I tried using an RCA to HDMI converter on my N64. Didn't work great. A lot of screen flickering. The proportions didn't always line up. I felt like my inputs were delayed. I just wasn't happy with it. So in that sense, I would much rather use an emulator, and if I'm gonna play on an HD TV, at least have it 90% functional, if not better. You know, occasionally I've noticed that my inputs do seem to get either eaten or just lag out, but it's not as bad as using the converting system. But anyway, let's see. Other than the new space and the emulation station, and being able to stream again, I'm also planning on probably doing some other types of videos besides gaming this time around. Probably like some react videos. I know that's everybody's favorite. Probably gonna do more of the gaming news, like for those that have been around since the TOC days. If you remember News Quicks, probably something more in that vein. Just real quick snippets, 2 or 3 minute long videos, just going over general gaming news or other news related to gaming, like say the Sonic movie. which will probably eventually get its own video, because my opinion on the Sonic movie is a little different than most of the internet's. That doesn't mean that I'm super excited about it, but I don't hate it as much as everybody else seems to. And that's even before we found out that it was going to get redesigned. Tails, you fucker! And that, boys and girls, is why you don't play Sonic and Tails. But yeah, anyway, I like the new space. I've got plenty of room. I now have a dual monitor set up on my recording / streaming rig, and can actually play games on a TV again that's mounted on the other side of the room, instead of sacrificing one of my monitors to play the game and then going to a single monitor to monitor. Bleh, that's a lot of monitoring. Going to a single screen to monitor whether recording is going properly. Oh, I can't believe I saved that. But to make sure that recording is working properly, and of course with streaming goes up, being able to see the chat and all that good stuff. We'll see what else. I'm also planning to do like some speed runs, probably some bingo runs as well. I've been really into bingo lately, like Super Mario 64 bingo cards. I know that's typically like a speed run thing, but I don't speed run Super Mario 64, but I do enjoy the bingo card aspect of it, because it does make you think of the game in an entirely different way. So be on the lookout for those. Also another advantage to being able to have both of my screens on the computer available again. I'm also thinking about getting into GTA Online role-playing. I know that those servers are really hard to get into, and I don't know anybody that is already part of a community that can like invite me in, so I don't know how long the process to that will take, but I do know that there's a lot of rules that you gotta follow, and most of those servers are very, very strict on taking the role-playing seriously, which I'm perfectly okay with. I mean, if you're gonna role-play, that's the way to do it. So if anybody out there has any connections to a role-playing server, or any information that would probably help get into one of those, I'm all ears. Just leave it in the comments. Wow, I've already gone over a lot of stuff, and it's only been about 10 minutes. I haven't fully decided on how long this video is going to be, or videos going forward from now on. I kind of went back and forth before with, you know, longer spanning videos and then the short-term videos. And having a specific stop time, like stopping at a 15-minute mark, or pretty close to a 15-minute mark. I mean, it has its advantages. Sometimes that's what YouTube likes to see. But that's also really hard, because you kind of get into it and then all of a sudden you've got to stop and take yourself out of it and stop the video and set everything up and resync. Or if you split the video without stopping recording, then you got to do an outro and then sign your time of when the video is stopped and when you're starting the next portion of the video, so that you can catch it and edit quicker. So I don't know that I'm gonna have a specific set stop time in mind. I think I'm just gonna go until I feel like it, and that's gonna highly depend on the game. You know, like Super Mario Bros. 1 on the NES, you could probably play that thing in its entirety in 30 or 45 minutes. And I mean, that's doing no skips and all that shit. Not as a speed run, just playing the game. I mean, it wasn't a super long game to begin with. But then things like the Pokemon games that I want to do, probably cut those more like around 30 minutes ish, but you know, if I go over, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But you can't really do a whole lot in a Pokemon game in 15 minutes. And you almost can't do a whole lot more in 30 minutes, so that's exactly what I mean. It might go excuse me. Might go 45 minutes an episode sometimes, but then might cut it short the next time because coming up on a gym leader or like a rocket base or something, and that's gonna take a while, so cut it then and start there the next one. Next one might be a little extra long. And then when it comes to streaming, I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do that either. Whether I'm gonna do everything on stream now and then cut VODs out of that, or do everything on stream and then post the whole stream without splitting it into episodes. Still a whole lot of stuff to figure out, but I really wanted to just get back into making some type of content, and today was a good day to do that. Except for this cough that has now showed up that I can't get rid of. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to play this game all the way to completion. It was originally just, you know, fucking around just to have something while I talk, but I'm starting to run out of, you know, updatable information, and I'm already basically, might as well go ahead and say I'm already in Zone 3. Because this boss only takes a couple seconds. I mean, I wasn't even trying to play this, you know, this seriously. Man, I could have swore you could hit him with the overshield from the floor. Guess not. Good job, Tails. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just went into autopilot while playing Sonic. And guess I'm still good at it. I mean, I'm not super great at it, but I mean, I've played this game hundreds of times. So that probably explains why I can basically do this on autopilot without even thinking about it while talking about all the other stuff. And not really have any issues with progressing, even though I wasn't necessarily trying to progress. What the hell? So, when you have invincibility stars, you can't use the electric shield's double jump. I feel like I never knew that. But back to the streaming and the VOD and episodes and all that. I'm open to suggestions in the comments for that as well. As well as any possible collaborations with either any of y'all in the comments or any other smaller YouTubers that maybe can collab and do a like a bingo card race in Mario 64, or maybe a co-op Pokemon run, which, I mean, obviously would have to be done on emulator, so we can send save files back and forth. I'm open to all of that and any other suggestions that y'all might have. Now, I will say that just for clarification, back on the GTA roleplay thing, I don't have a copy of GTA 5 on PC yet, so that would have to be done, and I'm also not familiar with like modding PC games, because other than games like the OG StarCraft and, well, I can't really think of anything else besides OG StarCraft. Never really done PC gaming. And honestly, when I played StarCraft, that was in a time where I was young and we didn't have internet. So I only played the single-player campaign of StarCraft, and I didn't even know that mods were even a possibility. I mean, like I said, there was no internet. I mean, there was, but not in my home. We finally got internet when I was probably like 14, and it was dial-up. So you had that shitty dial-up sound, and it was basically worthless. To put it in perspective for you, one of the first things that looked up on the internet, gaming related, was like cheats, back when games had cheats, to like Shadows of the Empire on N64. And there was always that teaser that if you played on a harder difficulty, that Dash Rendar, the main character, would make it out of the whatever that Death Star ripoff thing at the end of Shadows of the Empire was, that he would make it out of the explosion before it blew up. And I remember distinctly getting on CheatCC, and somebody had posted in the cheat section that even after playing on the highest difficulty, that Dash still dies. Bummer. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. But it took probably, and I mean, keep in mind that this was before all of the ads that we have on websites now, and pop-ups and shit like that, and websites were not graphically intense back then. And I mean, we're talking like, I want to say that Red vs. Blue was still being downloaded and used in Real Player. So websites were not fancy and spectacular back then. And this website that was basically a text document still took, I don't know, probably at least 15 minutes to download and open. So, long ass story basically to say, I don't know how to do PC mods. I'm sure it can't be terribly difficult, but I've never done it because I've never had a reason to do it. But I've seen a bunch of GTA role-playing videos, like the ones where you could be EMS or police or fire department and like respond to calls and actually do stuff and be able to swap out your vehicles with like other skins and custom light packs and shit like that. And that just looks so cool. And it's also interesting to me because I have spent 11 years as a first responder, so I know it's not exactly the same, but it's kind of cool nonetheless. But anyway, I am definitely starting to run out of things to talk about, so I'm thinking that maybe when I beat this boss, that's probably going to be the end of the video. And like I said, I have no idea if I will ever even return to continuing this, you know, like as an episodic thing. I will most definitely return to Sonic 3 at some point, but I don't know if it will be a continuation of this gameplay. Especially since fucking Tails is part of it. He fucks everything up. But I mean, just to be clear, I don't hate Tails. Tails is actually one of my favorite characters of all time, especially when Sonic 3 first came out and you could actually fly as Tails. Like in Sonic 2, you couldn't manually activate flying. No! Oh well. But when Sonic 3 came out and you could manually fly as Tails, I was like, fuck yeah! Now, in the newer, like, 3D games, they've kind of made Tails a bitch. So, yeah. Don't really like Tails as much as I used to. But, even in Sonic 2, I already knew that when you play a Sonic and Tails, Tails causes more problems than he's worth. So, it's just better to get rid of him. And either be Sonic or just Tails. But anyway, I don't think I have anything left to talk about. See, Tails, you're fucking me up. I wanted to pop those balloons. And I definitely don't have enough to talk about for the rest of this level. So, I think this is a good place to end it. So basically, I'm back. I will be doing things more consistently. Definitely this time. I know I've said that like probably the last 5 or 6 videos that have been posted on this channel. But I definitely mean it this time. In fact, I'm probably going to start recording another video here in about 30 minutes. After I get something to soothe my throat. And get rid of this kind of coffee scratchy sensation that I've got going on. So more videos are coming. Stay tuned for stream news. And I guess if I've randomly popped up in your subscription feed after this long, thanks for staying subscribed, and thanks for actually checking the video out. And if you're new, you know the deal. Hit like if you liked it. Hit dislike if you didn't like it. And if you want to see more stuff, definitely hit subscribe. I'm not going to be going through that spiel in every video because, I mean, everybody knows how YouTube works now. If you got something to say, there's a comment section. If you want to do thumbs up, thumbs down, it's there. And you all know that if you want to see more stuff, that's what the subscribe button is for, if it works. Big emphasis on the if it works. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions in the comments. Hopefully this isn't too big of a shock if you're a viewer from the past, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. Other than that, I think I'm gonna end it here, so thanks for watching.